Welcome to this Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. Welcome to Stream Streak Day 179. Podcast bros, I know you haven't had your podcast in a few days. It's all being done today. My apologies. Hello to everyone on this terrible Monday. Terrible. I don't know if it's terrible, but it's pretty bad. Anyway, hello everyone. I hope you're all well. Twitch chat, can I get a hey from you all? Mimer, W Soren, Faces and Bases, MJ Pegasus. What is going on? Tomb King Tristan, Diadrin, General Beef, word up. Thanks for subscribing for 8 months. Colonel Cabbage. Let's go. He's right. Only 90 days to go to Stream Street Day 269. What up, Jimmy? Oh, man, Jimmy, it's really nice to see you again. Also, really like your Gazgul that you painted up. I'll send you a picture of mine later. Hey, T-Man Cash, Milk, sorry again. Let's go. Yeah, this is day 169 plus 10. That's how we'll track it in the future. So, yeah. Thank you to everyone on the Wargamer Patreon. I couldn't do everything without you. Thank you for supporting the show, and thanks for joining us all live. So it's a Monday, which means we're going to be looking at some tournament results. That's going to be what we go through today. I can't neglect to tell you, obviously, about a quick Super Series update where government guidelines have come out today on restrictions of group of 10, and so unfortunately we're going to have to postpone the Super Series for the next so our current workings are getting a council member in, or like the COVID team as they're called, whatever it is. They're going to come in and have a look around and see if we've made it COVID safe enough. Anyway, but it's still safer already than a bar, pub or shop, but we won't talk about that, shall we? We'll just move on. So I'll put a post up on the TSN website if you guys want to go check that out and read through that, and you can see the teams have been amazing. So bribe fundraisers. There's a big thing. One of the big things I need to do is shout out to all of the guys who have rules as written versus rules as intended. If there's ever a group of people that are going to try and find a way or a loophole out of some rules as written by the government, it's going to be you lot. And I can't thank everyone enough who's written, we'll register as a charity, or, it's a team sport, etc. But one of those things that's really important to us and to me, and we've talked on the show about it a lot, is we need to lead from the front in the future. I'm the first person to start having a go if I think people are going too far. I still think that this is safer than other events that I've seen. I still think this is safer than shops, pubs, and restaurants. I think we built it to be safe. That's really, really important to me. I feel like it absolutely fills all of the ethical problems that I have with people meeting up in groups during a pandemic, but it doesn't fit into very weird and obscure guidelines. There was definitely mingling. I saw mingling occur at the weekend, and mingling now apparently is off the books. I am worried because I'm a famous mingler, and I don't want to mingle. Is all I'm going to say. I'm going to always want to mingle, I think, is my problem. I go to an event specifically to mingle. I'd argue. Simple, count the T-Sports Arena as a bar and open up the Goldfish bar. Yeah, you need a license, though. So, again, way to work around the rules. Great work over the weekend, so Callum, thank you. Great to be a super small part of the build-up with the Bruces and tweeting from home. You did great. You guys should feel. Thank you. It's the only thing, again, that Rob keeps doing. Hey, Stufflin, Mingle not being used in legislation since 1392. Thank you, Adrian Sedmar, with the lawyering there. So I don't know if you know, the English restrictions don't allow, I think, aggressive mingling, I think is what it is. And again, a rule that's not been put in place since 1392, which is actually, I think, the last time the Games Workshop dev team updated their rules. Nah, that's mean, but fun. Sports teams are allowed to play, but the exemptions for sports teams is you do have to register as a sports team, and you have to have a governing body, and we don't have a governing body. I promise you, we've looked at it all. And again, do they not have alcohol license downstairs? Does that count? No, they don't. No, they don't. No alcohol license downstairs, so it doesn't count. There you go. What about defensive mingling? I mean, it's on the cards. Uh, so, and it's. I wanted to just talk about the tournament results today. It's really upsetting. All of the teams wanted to play. All the teams are happy to play. So I can feel their frustration, and I hope that they're not too mad at the decision or too bothered or upset. Ultimately, again, we would like the entire conversation about the Super Series in TSN to be about positivity and being sensible, prudent, and being good leaders in what we do. And therefore, we're trying to make the right decision. I'm with you about, oh my God, now is the time to set up the official governing body. Pete, I'm already on it. I've been on the phone to the council all morning trying to arrange a visit. They obviously are swamped because there's loads of businesses that want people to come and visit. So there's lots and lots of issues there. And then after this, we will be going through all the processes needed to maybe even set it up as an official sport. We'll see if that works, but we'll try. Anyway, half a team at a time or more over the weeks. So we're either doing the format as the format is set, or we're not doing the format at all, is the plan. Simple as that. And that's sensible, and it means that some of you at this stage will know that between me, Nathan Prescott, and the other Honest Wargamer crew, we're not exactly towing the line on all the rules in our lives. If ever there was a group of people who were going to take the piss, it would be us. That said, we're not representing us in some cases. We're representing you lot, and that actually means something to us. Therefore, we have to do a good job, and we have to be prudent and sensible and lead from the front, which means we have to make adult decisions, even if they affect our business and they affect our feelings. And so we're making the right decision, and it's shit. And I'm really sad. And I was super excited because the Marauders were playing, and I was fucking so excited to watch Tourney play this week. Anyway, doesn't matter. And seeing Nige, I wanted to see Nige. I also wanted to just big up Gabe Huddleston all weekend, who was going to be playing. He's going to go 3-0. Like, Gabe's the one to watch. Like, everyone's like out there like, yeah, Gabe's going to smash. Like, that's all I'm going to say. Okay. Stufflin, thank you very much for the DM as well. A fan and viewer of the new format. I can promise my heart will diminish following the delay. Okay, good. We had one day for 12 people in Switzerland. Anyone interested in the results? Info storms. Okay, let's go through results. Let's talk about positive news. Some places don't have terrible governments, so we are going to talk about some of them. I hope this helps you. Thank you. I was very close to not doing. I don't think adhering to this is the thing that pisses me off, because I don't think the restrictions in that. It's not like I'm doing the right thing. We already did the right thing. We built a venue that was safe and fucking comfortable and had giant fucking bits of wood between it, and everyone was wearing masks, and I'm in like a pressure box of heat, and I nearly had a stroke on Saturday. It's so warm. And then the tech guys are in like a small cubby hole, like nearly dying. We tried really hard to make the entire venue as safe as possible at great expense and time to make it work, just because some fucking dickheads, I'm very sorry, have said that somehow going to a pub is fine, but 8 guys sat at different tables 2 meters apart with screens between them isn't safe. Doesn't mean I'm not frustrated by it. It's the right decision to adhere to the rules, but it's not the right moral decision, because I see fucking people partying in the street, and I'm not talking about young people because they're fine. I'm talking about all sorts of people from all walks of life. There's people who are taking the piss all over the fucking country. So I'm fucking livid. I'm probably going to start walking around with eggs, and if I see anyone without a mask on, I'm going to throw it at them. Okay. To say I'm not pissed off is an understatement. I don't think it's the right decision, but I think it's the responsible decision to somehow. Anyway, enough on that, shall we? Enough on that. Okay. Anyway. Anyway, let's talk Warhammer, and I'm very sorry about everyone else. Okay, yeah. Okay, right. So obviously we had the TSN results from the weekend. Just fire through that. You can obviously watch it all online. The very first Super Series match, and the Bruces took it away. Close though. Some interesting things. I didn't, because we were trying to deal with the COVID stuff yesterday. We didn't get time to do the wrap-up show. I will just throw some wrap-up thoughts in you to you later. Obviously, I'm going to talk later on with the guys on the show tonight. So join us tonight. Some wrap-up thoughts really quickly. One of the bits I really like about the format is the same. The teams play each other 3 times, which means you got to see some rematches, which I thought was cool. You got to see Darren play James twice. That was really fun. And on the different scenarios and how that worked, you got to see Speckles and Andy play each other twice as well, with a win going both ways. We also got to see a match between Rick and oh my God, Dan. Dan, who's lovely. Dan and Rick get to play each other as well in a rematch, which I thought was excellent, because then again that went 1-1. The really important parts to note, I think, is that I think Warhammer tournaments, sometimes you have a bit of a run where if someone played you again, maybe they'd get your number, or maybe they just play it slightly differently, or that give you the win, or maybe that one dice roll changes and it gives you the win. That's why I like the format of 3 rounds, because when you see those rematches, even if it's the scenarios changing place, it really, really drills into you that actually sometimes you'll see these event results where you'll see these lists or these people at the top, and you know they can generally tend to do well, but there is a Seraphos. Yeah. Afternoon, big hug. Hey, Hawkeye, big love to you. Let's talk about the draw. What do we need to talk about the draw? The draw's fine. I just need to tell you that. Just need to tell the powers that be how much money it costs to assemble these armies. Then they might put your favorite esports. All we need to do. So with the time that we've been given away, I'm obviously just going to go down to London, go to whatever posh boy clubs those fellas hang out in. I'll wear a suit, and then I'm slowly going to introduce them to Warhammer. And then, because they've got the money to spend on it all, they'll be into it, pay to win, convince them that they're all about it, and then I'll get it exempt. Listen, I'm going to be the first Warhammer lobbyist. That's going to be my plan. Watch out for me in the future. It was interesting to see the matchup calls, especially splitting the lizards in the last round to get the wins on the board. Question, what unit do you think was the MVP unit of Saturday, Kelbar? Ooh. What is the MVP? I mean, it's hard not to say eels, right? Or skinks, like the obvious power pieces. I mean, the Carcadrax, the kind of like the fish layer, yeah. I'm going to say the Carcadrax. The Chaos Lord and Carcadrax got some legs on him. Yeah, okay, everyone in the chat about that Chaos Lord and Carcadrax. Obviously, you've seen Owen use him so well when we were doing the Battle Breakfast. Oh, I could do the Battle Breakfast. When we saw the Battle Breakfast being played, I saw that Chaos Lord and Carcadrax all the time. Annoyed the hell out of me, that fella. So he was a big power piece. That's really important. Not Catacross. He did nothing. But the Chaos Lord and Carcadrax, really, really good. Really good. Like, especially when you read his War Scroll, and I will like put my flag in the sand here, like when we read through it on the Save Startness review, I was like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. Like, it was like, whatever. But actually, it's kind of secretly powerful, because it's got enough wounds that you give it a good artifact, good command trait, give it a Mark of Chaos, give it a buff. It really becomes like a little mini monster, you know, like a Cygor or a Gorgon or a No, Stegodons are okay. Let's find some other monster base. A Chimera. There's a whole bunch of like monsters that are super jealous of just like, you know, that 220 point mark on the Chaos Lord and Carcadrax, and how devastating he really is in close combat. The impact hits, and also survivable. So that Chaos Lord, definitely good. So Draconda says, in StarCraft 2 tournaments, they tend to run the same players for multiple rounds, mostly 3. The Korean players tend to lose their first match, but once they get a taste of their opponent's strategy, they decimate over the multiple rounds. I think that's going to be really, really key. I like the 3-round format. I like the matchup process. I like how you get that. you see those rematches, and you get the number of the beast. A good example would be obviously Andy's list with his Bloodtooth Uruks. The way that all 30 of those Our Boys died, he brought them back on a 4+ against Speckles, but then that didn't happen round when they rematched, because Speckles was just dedicated everything to trying to kill the War Chanter. Like, really, really smart by Speckles there, getting that War Chanter off the board, and then Andy couldn't bring those boys back. So, loads to break down there. But then also Speckles killing 9 Our Boys with Curseus was nuts, I agree. Thanks. The 3-round format is well. I also can't even claim the 3-round format. I just again looked at other sports, but I think again it's important for what we're doing, right? So if you're talking about the draw, both players called their game. Like, I expressed to all the teams beforehand that don't fuck about. It's the biggest thing we've ever done as a group, as a community. Don't mess about. Like, play your games fair, play it straight, and you're all good. Someone put, should we use chess clocks? I don't agree with chess clocks at all, in any way, shape, or form. Let me tell you why. I think we should develop a culture. I think, as a group, you guys and me, other TOs around the world, the TSN, everything that we do, we should develop a culture. You finish your games. You work out what that requires, and you finish your games. Super important. If you don't finish your games, I don't want to, it's gonna become a thing where we're just like, cool, you didn't finish your games, we're just gonna dock points. That's gonna be the future. And I feel that should be in place in singles events and all sorts of other events. And so I'm super serious about it. I went over to the table. I'd already had a conversation with the guys, and they were very happy. They were like, "This is good with us. Like, both of us got too much to play. We're done." I was like, "Cool." I would have liked a result out of it, but there definitely wasn't any issues, and that's really, really important. So there you go. Easy peasy. But I think we should be developing a culture. Does that make sense? We should be developing finish your games on no ice cream. Exactly. We should be developing a culture of people finishing games. That's really important. Okay. Right, let's talk about tournament results, shall we? So, over in, let me get this right, Switzerland? Denmark. Let me get this right. In Denmark, there was a 29-person, 2,000-point, 5-round event in Denmark, and it was won by Fire Slayers. All right. It's got 60 Hearthguard Berserkers, Lords of the Lodge. Big shout out to who took that away. Doesn't say. Okay, but big shout out to them. There's not much to say about that, but Fire Slayers definitely they've had no change since they got better when they got reduced down to blocks of 20 Hearthguard Berserkers. They are obviously phenomenal, and yeah, that's the situation. Nicely done with Fire Slayers. I mean, that happens all the time. That Fire Slayer build's the one. It's like, all I have to do is read the battle line, and I'm like, okay, 60 Hearthguard Berserkers in Hermdar and Lords of the Lodge. Can we get a heavy focus here on NA, please? Sure. Okay, next up. So in second place was Legions and Agash with Legion of Sacrament. So that's a nice little change. There were 30 Grimghast Reapers, so it's really 2017 of it. 3 lots of 10 Chain Rasps, which is cool. Start with an extra command point, as you would. But it's got Vordry and Necromancer, a Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon. And a Coven Throne was the big additional element. And the Coven Throne is the interesting part. You almost always saw the Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon, but normally had an Ethereal Amulet, but you can't take the Ethereal Amulet anymore. So now you just see him just running around, just living his best life. However, the Prince Vordry is still powerful, Necromancer is still great on those Grimghast Reapers, and that Coven Throne at the back of the board, which is going to be able to heal additional wounds into Vordry and the Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon. So you can do like D6 plus D3 returned into that. It's a big positive. It's really strong. But that mechanic, very much like the Fire Slayers winning isn't really a thing. They're right up there. Like, they are right up there. I mean, it's not surprising that we saw the Hearthguard Berserker ban last week. And I'm surprised we won't see the Hearthguard Berserker ban in the future, at future Super Series. Because, sorry everyone, it's just really strong. really strong, really good, and will win tournaments, unarguably. I've really caught something in my throat there. I'm sorry, everyone. That's never good. That's never good. How do the pros deal with it? uh, sorry, podcast guys. Anyway, that's a fun list. That's a really fun list. I like the Coven Throne inclusion. Also, it's nice to see the Coven Throne on the tabletop because you rarely do. It's a phenomenal model, and it'd be really nice to see them them re-looked at as a War Scroll. Maybe made a bit cheaper. Maybe given some extra buffs. Who knows? Oh wow. I'm really sorry. Anyway, and then in third place, and honestly, after the weekend, again, no offense to Chris or Dan, sick to death of eels. I was sick to death of eels years ago. It's eels, but there's also 5 Tree Revenants, so yay. It's eels. Like, imagine a whole book being one unit. It's just the worst. But you do have to play them. So coming third is obviously great. Cheeky fourth place Corn. I'd like everyone to know. But then in England, that's right, the War warm-up. Get out, Dave. The War warm-up, 20-5 person, 5-round event. It was first by Eric Hoger. Eric, who is in a team for the Super Series. We saw him play so well last year at the Justice Series GT. And he took it out with Seraphon and his Thunder Lizard. In second place was Eddie Harrison and Seraphon with the Fangs of Sotek. And in third place was Henrik with his Skaven Tide. So Seraphon, anyone tells you that Seraphon aren't S tier, completely wrong. I'm just going to say it right now. Doesn't matter which Twitch commentator, podcaster, YouTuber thinks that they know what they're talking about. Wrong. It's an S tier army. It defeats everything all the time. You lose with Seraphon. People don't beat you. If you're losing with Seraphon, you're playing badly. That's that simple. I'll just put that out there. Are you going to bring in an organised ban before the teams? And it's Eels every time. Yeah, there's an organiser ban. So let me talk. So it's Thunder Lizard list, which is fun. It's got a Stegodon with Skink Chief. Awesome. Great shooting attack. Great command ability with the Cloak of Feathers. So it's flying and going a bit faster. Slan Star Master and a Skink Starseer. Super important. My number one ban in the Seraphon book is that Starseer. I think it's pivotal. Then 40 Saurus Warriors, 2 Stegodons, and a 12 Salamander Hunting Pack in the Thunderquake Temple Host. So very different, very, very different to other stuff. He's reducing damage coming in by 1, which is huge. The Saurus Warriors are just super tough and going to do quite a bit. But it's the damage that's going to come out of the Stegodons from shooting. Because he's got 3 Sky Street Bows, potentially 27 damage out of shooting in 1 turn at a pretty phenomenal range as well. Then he's got the Salamanders. So really, the Saurus are going to act as a screen, and they'll take a whole bunch of damage. Then he can shoot and countercharge with the Stegodons. So it's like how Scrap Launchers and Iron Blasters would like to play, only they weren't given 3 shots that do damage 3. They were given 1 shot that hits on the 4. Therefore, they're rubbish. So there we go. Mookie Badger, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, Skink tier, correct. But they are fun to play against, or Eric is at least, whereas Fire Slayers should be banned for being boring. I agree with Tim. They should be banned for being boring. Or you're playing Seraphon and losing with your Seraphon. Could be Hawkeye. I'm not losing with my Seraphon. No, I played them one time. Me and Nathan don't want to play anymore. How is Seraphon fun to play against when you can literally just watch your army die while you're killing bloody skinks? Aldum in the chat. What up? Hello to everyone. Anyway. And in third place was the Skink Priest, Slan Star Master, a Skink Star Priest, of course. Celestin Prime as an inclusion. And then 40 Skinks, 3 lots of 10 Skinks. 12 Razordons, which actually really means 3 Razordons and accompanying Skinks and 5 Saurus Guard. And obviously there's Guard there to protect that Star Priest as well. There's not much to say about that. Skinks are incredible. What can I say? Then over to New Zealand. That's right. So Simon Southern Scrap. It's a 16-person event, only 3 rounds, but we'll take what we can get when we're talking about Warhammer at the minute. So he's got, in first place, James Lynch came in. James, a phenomenal player from everything that I've heard and seen. Yes, he took... Oh, let me just get this right. Yeah, so he took Sinesh, but he took Lurid Haze Sinesh. Lurid Haze Sinesh, which you'll find in the Wrath of the Ever-Chosen book. And he's got the Bladebringer on Exalted Chariot 3 times, Keeper of Secrets times 2, and then an Exalted Hero of Chaos. And he's got 3 times 5 Hellstriders and Supreme Cyberites. Very, 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 very fast army. Lots of damage on the charge. Completely swamp you. And is going to be able to put down a whole bunch of summoning. I know everyone's like, oh, they've nerfed Slanesh summoning. They didn't nerf Slanesh summoning. They just brought it back in line with... Like, Slanesh summoning is now competent, whereas before it was broken. So, like, when people say Slanesh are nerfed, absolutely not true. Like, Supreme Cyberites is what people were running before. It's super solid. It goes in. It does lots and lots of fighting. You're right. If there's lots of shooting on the board, maybe it can't deal with it. But it's very, very fast. It's also low drop. It's a 4-drop army that, a 4-drop army. So those KO lists aren't dropping lower than that, I'm pretty certain. Seraphon aren't. So it can get in there and really mix stuff up, which is good. It's a bit light on bodies, though. Not very good board control, but really, really fast. Really, really, really fast. Thanks to the T-Sports. And after playing a few games, my friend who plays Croak and Skinks finally acknowledges how powerful Sauron are. He's moving back to Skaven. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm not criticizing. I'm never criticizing your choices, gents. I'm just talking about the effective power levels of these armies. You know it. We know it. The tournament results say it. I'm showing it on the screen so people can see. Okay. So next up, in second place, and this is fun. Second and third is kind of the army I'm crushing on right now. I'm crushing on 2 armies. More on that tonight, on the Honest Wargamer show tonight. But I'm crushing hard on 2 armies. I really, really want to play more tribes, and they came in second and third here. I'm also crushing on Skaven, but that's a whole different kettle of fish. Crushing on Skaven quite a bit, but ever since I saw, I think it was a Winterbite, More Tribes army, I've just kind of been like, ooh, I love me a hungry fat lad. Yeah, looking for a fight. Who doesn't love him? Grand Alliance army using skinks and eels, says Scrivo. Oh my God. Go away, Scrivo. You could do that. Oh my God, you could do mixed order. Okay, more on that later. I'm going to run that army. Okay, so this in second place, played by, let me get this right. I'm not sure who it's played by. Oh, Hayden. Oh, Hayden Walker. Is this a TTS event? This could be a TTS event, because I don't know how this happened in New Zealand. Anyway, Frostlord and Stonehorn, Huskguard on Thundertusk, 2 Butchers, and then 2 Stonehorn Beast Riders. Run forward, charge, batter stuff. It's good. Hold the objectives, be good. Hey, to Bradley Baker in the chat, what up? Hey, Big Goldfish as well. Big love to you. Right, next up, in the third place is the other Ogre Moor Tribes list, which is an Icebrow Hunter. It's 2 Frostlords on Stonehorn and a Huskguard on Thundertusk. And then it's 2 Frost Sabers and it's 2 Stonehorn Beast Riders. So again, same thing. Run lads forward, smash face, have more models. Absolutely. It's a bit like shooting the Stonehorns, where you can just bring, because you've got really big projection of power on your ranges, you just go, cool, I can bring all my shooting to bear in this one place over here. However, with Stonehorns, you're doing something completely different. I'm taking 2 big lads, or 3, charging them into all this, and I'm smashing that flank. There's nothing left to countercharge, and then I just move forward, is the general consensus. I'm not going to play Beast of Chaos. Just so everyone knows. Okay, and then over in Austria, I think, it was a 34-person event. Again, it was 3 rounds, 2,000 points. In first place was Seraphon, Dracothian's Tale. Second place was Skaven. In third place, Stormcast Eternals, which is interesting, let me tell you. So, the Seraphon list that came first by Hunar was Lord Croak, Slan Starmaster, Asaurus Eternity Warden, and Astroloth Bannerbearer. So fairly common, apart from the Eternity Warden, which is quite unique. 10 Saurus Guard. I kind of like that, actually, another 5 Saurus Guard. So what he's clearly doing is he's, instead of like sitting Croak down, although there will be a Bellwind Vortex, around Croak he's built a bunch of the kind of combat counterpunch. So instead of just having a unit of 5 Saurus Guard, he's really committed in with the Eternity Warden and more Saurus Guard. And he's just like, I'm going to make an effective backline combat block. That's quite cool. That's quite cool, seeing that kind of, that approach at least. And then he's got 10 skinks, and then he's got 3. It says he's got 12 salamanders, but of course that means he's got 3 and the additional skinks, and he's got that twice. So there's 6 salamanders on the board, and then there's another additional 1 salamander, and that's in Dracothian's Tail. So that points fixed to salamanders really sorted them all the way out completely. And I think that is all of the event results. Yay me. Oh, no. Sorry. We there's one more list, one more event. Sorry, that happens. I think this isn't in Switzerland. I'm pretty certain. Just because I know the flag's a big plus. That's it. Hey, Gabawaki, what up? Swiss, yes, nailed it. Go me. So in first place, so let's just have a look here, was Casper, and he was taking Tzeentch, Eternal Conflagration. So he's got Lord of Change, he's got a Change Caster, he's got 2x10 Pinks, 2x6 Flamers, an Exalted Flamer, 2x10 Brims in a Change Host. Not much to say about that. Plays how it plays. There's nothing overly unique there. Strong, powerful army, can do lots of work. Just is a 1-drop, controls the board space. He's got the Bellwind Vortex as well. So a solid list that will do really well at events constantly. Change Host is more fragile than people give it credit for, though, and it can die. So it's like, it is very, very strong. I'm not downplaying it. I am saying that it's more fragile than people give it credit for. What's the pairing system were they using, Jimmy? Great question. In Switzerland, I imagine they're using the Danish pairing system. Now, in second place, Yannick. Yes. Yannick Teague. Or Tiga, sorry. With his Blisterkin. Rob, check out the results of the Swiss one. Okay. Let me go check. Wait, what's the one I'm reading? Oh, I haven't read this one out anyway. Okay, so I'll read this. So, FEC Blisterkin, Abhorrent Art Regent, Abhorrent Ghoul King on Royal Terrorgeist, 2 times 2 Crypt Infernal Courtiers, 2 times 6 Crypt Flayers and 3 Crypt Flayers, 10 Direwolves as allies in Deadwatch. That's fun. That's fun. That's a really fun list. We saw something really similar being played last year at LGT by Steve Curtis. Really fun list. Really fun list. Wants to just do a lot of shooting, drops a lot of your bravery. It's still obviously got like that output, but it's from no Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. Super cool list. Really like that. And in third place, Andreas Darum with a Fangs of Sotek list. 40 skinks, 30 skinks, 2x10 skinks, 2 Bastillodons, and then 2 skink Star Priests, a Slam Master, and Croak. And a Stealth Banner Bearer, and a Bellwind Vortex, and a Swell Portal. Dear God. And the AOS tournament over there in Switzerland, Camille in first place with his OBR Praetorians. Oh, I really hope this is... No, it's not, but it's still good. Moist Praetorians, Catacross, Arcan, and then 15 Death Riders, 2x10 Mortek Guard. So actually, almost identical to Speckles' list that we saw playing at the weekend, with the exception of the 2 Mortek Crawlers, which you saw banned out of Speckles' list. So he wasn't able to take it, so he ended up taking some different units. So big shout out to Camille. In second place is the Stormcast Eternals list, and it is, of course, yes. So this list is almost identical to the list that we talked when we talked to Sean from Notorious AOS over in New Zealand. So Big Sean, and it's got the 3 battalions. So the Justicar Conclave, Auxiliary Chamber, and the Angelus Conclave. Then it's got the 3x3 Vanguard Raptors. So if you want to go back and listen to that show where we talk about Stormcast, you should. In that second place there. In third place, An Ming, okay, with Teclis. Right, okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, Teclis, Croak, an Ashloth Bannerbearer, a Celestant on Stardrake, a Balewind Vortex, and a Spell Portal, and 3 times 10 Arcanaut in Allegiance order on Ming. That's disgusting. So turn one, on will be able to do Comet's Call, so he'll be able to do board wide AoE mortal wounds. Then he'll be able to do Teclis' spell, which will through the Technado, which is board wide, well not board wide, but 36-inch wide mortal wounds. Well, 18 inches, but from Spell Portal. And then Croak is going to be able to then do his Croaknado, and then in the shooting phase, the Celestant Stardrake will drop his mortal wounds. So any monsters you've got probably will take in a couple of like 2d3 to 12 mortal wounds. Units you've got, you'll be taking battle shot tests. It's like the ultimate anti-MSU army. It's horrible. I hate that list. I hate that list exists. That makes me want to ban endless spells straight out. I hate that entire list. I want Arn to know that I like him, but I hate his list. Start to finish. It's incredible. It's just like mortal wounds, mortal wounds, mortal wounds. That's rough. That's rough. Anyway. Okay. That one's really got me. Okay, so a bit of good tournament news. There is going to be a TTS event here in the UK run by the wonderful Mr. Owen Jackson, and there is a Discord link for you guys to join. If it's the 3rd of October, and if we haven't got things fixed here, I will be attending. So maybe you get a chance to play me, which is sometimes a delight. Depends if you bring skinks or not, because I will be. Who isn't? Thanks, Plexi Waffle. I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but a big shout out to you. Okay, that's all the tournament results from the weekend. Has anyone got a favourite list that I read out? Any of those really take your fancy? Big fans? Big fans of any of those? I think my favourite was the Seraphon list that ended up having some extra Saurus Guard, because at least it kind of mixed it up a little bit. I like the one with all the skinks. That would be most of them, Sir Callum. That will be most of them. The other options are what was the ones? No, Stonehorns is like Stonehorns. It's fine. It's really nice seeing all these events going on, Draconda. It is really nice seeing all these events going on wherever your country allows, and it's nice to see people playing. It's nice to see people enjoying themselves, and it's nice to see people enjoying the hobby we all love. So just because we can't at the moment in England, which is a shame, doesn't mean that we can't appreciate all the people around the world who can. So I'm really happy for you guys, and I'm hoping you're enjoying the events that you have going forward. Exciting. Well, so I guess that's me done for the day, ladies and gentlemen. That's me done. Unless anyone's got any questions before we head out for the day. But do join me tonight on the Age of Sigmar Monday show. Very excited. Very excited. Now that the Super Series is at least underway, even if postponed, it does mean I get to start looking at the game again and what I want to play. There's still loads of work to do on the Super Series and loads of work to do on content and other stuff. But for the first time tonight, I actually believe I might have some time to think about what armies I'm going to want to play soon. And I'm very excited about that. I think I've got 3 lists that I'm crushing on super hard at the minute. That will be an Ossiarch Bone Reapers list, of all things, in Staliarch Lords. Very excited about that. Very excited about an Ogre More Tribes list, and really excited about a Skaven list. Those are the 3 lists I'm most excited about, so do tune in for that later. How did the individual table footage audio from the weekend come out? I'm about to listen to that during the break, Diadrin. Am I going to do an arena walkthrough video? You need to give the Kiwis ideas to copy so we can see more events. Lol. Okay, yes, I'll do that. Any chance on a watchback show of a key game from the weekend? Diadrin, absolutely possible. Love to do that, in fact. Is the final game had gone to the Torol Slayers, would they have taken the day? Ziggy, the answer is yes. No. No, there wasn't enough points in it. Drake Spawn Knights and Dragon Chariots. Never, Tim, and you know that. Make sure you use this time to get some rest. Okay, that's good advice. Good advice. Anyway, it's been a pleasure talking about Warhammer with you guys. I'll be talking about Warhammer again with you guys tonight on the Age of Sigmar Monday show. Tonight, we're going to just have some fun. We're going to put the troubles of the world behind us, and we're just going to talk about the thing that we all love and hang out. Okay? You guys look after yourselves wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you guys soon. Have a nice day, and goodbye.